So I just got home having experienced perhaps the worst customer service I've ever had in my own country. I got on the toll highway from Miami Bay to Caymanas, something I do almost every other day. The toll charge for my vehicle from Miami Bay to Caymanas is $2,450. So on just a while ago, I only had $2,000 in my bag. So I say to the toll collector, can I just go and pay it by credit card? The sales office is right there, or I have my debit card. She says, no, they only accept cash. So I said, but I use this highway almost every day. I mean, just let me jump out and let the car through. Let me jump out. The sales office is right there. She said, they don't accept credit cards or debit cards. I said, but in this day and age, why wouldn't you accept credit cards or debit cards? She says, the Chinese only want cash. I said, is that a policy? And she said, yes, and she can't do anything about it. So I said, can you call a supervisor? She calls a supervisor, and the supervisor says, no, I either have to find US or have somebody bring the $450 for me. So I said, somebody must drive from Hope Road to Caymanas to bring $450. She said, ma'am, I can't do any better. So I get out of the car, I walk to the sales office, and I said, look, let me buy a pass. Because in buying the pass, I can just give her the card and I can pay the toll to leave. She says, no, the pass won't be activated and we don't accept credit cards. I said, so what am I supposed to do? Stay here? I have a debit card and credit card. She says, well, we don't accept those. So you either call somebody to bring the $450 for you, or you find some US. You don't have any US? I said, no, I don't travel with US. But there must be another way. I said, why wouldn't you accept even a debit card? She says, no. So I said, well, how much is a pass? And so when she works out how much time I drive, and mind you, this particular lady in the sales office is not trying to help anybody. She has perhaps the most passive-aggressive attitude I have ever come across in life. She was rude, she was curt, and at the same time, she's just not trying to help. So I said, well, can you call a supervisor? I said, I'm trying to give you $30,000 based on what you say I owe on what I used to buy a pass. She says, well, she calls the supervisor. The supervisor says, no, somebody has to come with $450. So I call my office on Hope Road, have somebody drive to bring $450. The man arrives with the $450. At which time she says, well, my supervisor now says I can collect it via credit card. So I said, but all that time you couldn't just try and use your discretion in this day and age of payment? You weren't trying to be helpful. I said, here I am also trying to buy a pass to give you guys more money, right? And you're not even trying to say, okay, let me see how best I can help you. Let me go inside. Let me speak to somebody. Is this how you always treat the ordinary person who is even driving through the toll? Suppose they didn't have a credit card or a debit card or something. So in the end, I have to pay $6,000 for, because I'm buying now a pass to get through. The pass is $6,000 for the instrument. And based on the amount of usage that I use on the highway during the week, it's $30,000, right? So I pay $36,000 plus the $2,450. And I had to say to the lady, I said, look, this can't be a situation in Jamaica where our own Jamaicans are treating us this way. She says, well, I can't break policy. I said, I understand that, and I'm not asking you to break policy. But I want to say to the owners of the highway that in this day and age, when you have other means of payment, you really must sit back and think about whether or not you're doing the right thing to just hold people ransom if they have other forms of money to give you. That's one. Two, you really need to step up your customer service in the sales office at the Caymanas leg of the highway. Because at the end of the day, when another customer came in, they could recount to me that the way she knew I was inside the office, because when she walked out, she didn't have very nice things to say about me. As a matter of fact, she wanted me out of her office, which she thought was very unprofessional. And so I'm posting this simply because I don't know if anybody else has gone through the same experience, but if they have, I would suggest that the persons in charge of the highway take stock. Really try to use your discretion. We use this highway. It is a good investment. It is a joy to drive. But at the same time, you cannot treat people this way. And you should not allow people to treat people this way. Right? I sat there for a good amount of time. And I want to thank the supervisor who eventually said, let her pay by credit